Manchester United back in action on Sunday. We're travelling to the King Power Stadium to face the champions, Leicester City. They were champions last year. They're in 16th position at the moment. But going into this game after that draw against Hull at home, it's hard to be overly confident, because if Man United cannot break down Hull City at Old Trafford, the team rock bottom of the Premier League, then why would an away trip to the team who are 16th in the league and has lost against Southampton, lost against Burnley and drawn against Derby County in their last 3 games, why should that be all of a sudden a lot easier? Now on paper, Man United are favourites going into this game, much the same as they were against Hull. And I really feel like that Hull game was not a one-off. We've seen it against Stoke, we've seen it against West Ham, against Everton, against Liverpool, against Arsenal, against Burnley. Games in which Man United should have won. And we come away with a draw, a frustrating draw, which ultimately leads to questions which we eventually get over by winning a couple of games and getting back into form. Hopefully, this game against Leicester is that. Earlier this season, we pumped them at Old Trafford, 4-0. Or was it 4-1? I think it was 4-1. Either way, we pumped them at Old Trafford. And it was a game in which we saw Man United burst out in the first half and the game was over by half-time. That is something we have hardly done since. And it's been a huge problem. And you're looking at Wigan and Hull, our most recent 2 games, being awful in the first 45 minutes. Going at half-time after Mourinho scurries into the tunnel just before the half-time whistle. Come out in the second half, different team. Now, it took until the 70th minute against Hull City to actually see United start playing football. But against Wigan, we turned the screw and we won 4-0. Against Hull, it didn't matter. The keeper had a cracking game. We had some poor finishing. 0-0. Man United now, we're still, 5 points off second place? Things are not a lot, but it's the mere fact that Man United are in a position in the league, we're 6th, where we need to wait for the teams above us to slip up and for us to take advantage of their mistakes, for us to get up the table. If we win every week and they win every week, we'll stay in the same position. Obvious. But every time we have an opportunity, we miss it. And that's happened a lot of times this season, and it happened again at the weekend, arguably the biggest one of them all, because Chelsea dropped points, Liverpool dropped points, Arsenal dropped points, and Spurs dropped points. It was only Man City who won above us. Yet we drew 0-0 against the team bottom of the Premier League. And it's frustrating for Man United fans, because you should be beating the team bottom of the Premier League at home. It's simple. Any team should, whether you're 19th or you're 1st. But we didn't. And now we're heading to Leicester, just a little bit frustrated, but still, it's been a long time since we lost in the league. We obviously lost away to Hull in the EFL Cup semi-final, but this Leicester team, shadow of what they were last year. Kante, I thought, because they only lost Kante, that they would be able to hold on to it and continue, but it's just not been the case. Vardy's off form, Mahrez is off form, Slimani's not really made that much of a difference, and just Leicester just look crap in comparison. And United have got to take advantage of that. As I said, we pumped them earlier this season at Old Trafford, and I hope we do the same. But who is going to be in our team? That's all important. I'm going to shift over here. There we go. So I can go bing. And there is my predicted 11 technology. In goal, David De Gea. There's obviously no questions needs to be asked about that. Now, right back, Antonio Valencia. I feel we're a different team with him in when we don't have him, because we don't have anybody else who offers the same attacking threat that he does. Centre-back partnership. Now, Jones went off with an injury against Hull, so there's question marks about him. Eric Bailly is back and he's fit and he's available. He was left out of the game against Hull. Maybe this is the game where he comes back in. So if I'm going to go for Bailly and Smalling, let me know if you agree with that. Or should we have Rojo? Maybe we should have Rojo. In fact, now I'm thinking about it, we're having Rojo. I'm going for Bailly and Rojo. Sorry, Chris. Left back. Now, Luke Shaw played poorly in the first half, I feel. Not massively poorly in the first half against Wigan. Second half, fantastic. And then he was dropped against Hull. And what the reasons behind that, we don't know. But I want to see Luke Shaw in this team every single time he's fit at the moment, because we need to give him a run of games if we want to get something out of Luke Shaw. Bring him in for a game, drop him for 2, bring him in, drop him, whatever. You're not going to get the most out of him, and he's not going to progress. And we all know he can be the best left back in the league. He can be up there with Danny Rose. But at the moment, he's just not getting the opportunity. And I want to see him get that at Leicester. Central midfield, I'm not going to change anything. Carrick, Herrera, Pogba. It's settled. United have a settled midfield option. Although Carrick was taken off against Hull. Say what that was. The second time it's happened this season, actually. But I like that midfield three, and I like to see it continue. And the front three, again, for me, it chooses itself. And I've gone Martial out on the left. I've gone for Zlatan Ibrahimovic up front. I've gone for Henrik Mkhitaryan on the right. And something I don't get about Mourinho's comments of Martial and why he's not in the team, and he's got to take his chances. There's a lot of competition for these places. Martial and Mkhitaryan play on different wings. He's been using Mkhitaryan's good form prior to that whole game as a reason to keep Martial out of the team. They operate on different wings. The only people keeping Martial out of the team are Marcus Rashford, who I feel didn't do enough against Hull City to warrant starting this game ahead of Martial. Hence why I brought Martial in 100%. And I'm not sure there's anybody else who can play out on the left. Why Mata operates on the right, hardly ever operates on the left. Memphis Depay is gone. Ashley Young, I don't want him to play. And Jesse Lingard plays on the right-hand side. So for him to not play Martial in this game, for me, would scream alarm bells. Because there is absolutely no justification for why Martial shouldn't play if he is fit and available. And up front, I've gone for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. A little bit off form against Hull City, but every single player was in attack. And you know that he can just turn the screw. So I hope he turns the screw at the King Power Stadium. And we go for another 4 goals past Leicester. Because United need to be beating the teams down there in the bottom 6, 7 teams. We should be looking at them going, here's 3 points. We can continue putting the pressure on these top 2 spots. If you're dropping points at home against Hull, bottom side of the Premier League, I haven't mentioned that before, have I? Then an away trip to Leicester is no banker. And it definitely is no banker. And I expect United to make it into a tough game. I'm going to go for a tight 2-1 victory. And I don't know. I said I didn't expect United to be complacent going into the second leg of the EFL Cup semi-final. We lost it 2-1. I said going into a home game against Hull, bottom side of the Premier League, I think, yeah, we're going to win this comfortably. 3-0. We draw 0-0. So my predictions haven't been that good at the moment. But United just need to... I don't know what they need to do. Improve finishing. What do Man United need to do? Because we're not playing that bad. Well, in the first half, we certainly were against Hull. But we're creating chances. It's just we're not taking them again. The errors of the earlier parts of the season are creeping back into the game. I'm not sure, but United are still in the hunt for top 2, 100%. And I just want to see us win these games where we should be winning. And a Leicester team in 16th, struggling, 2 points away from the relegation zone, is a game we should be winning. Let me know your predictions and your predicted 11s in the comments below. As always, drop a like on the video, please, and subscribe. There's a little button, I think, button down there. Subscribe to United People's TV, guys. Get involved. And that's it for the Leicester preview and the predicted 11. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon. Take it easy.